Hi, welcome to the Stockinit Zombies. I'm Amy, also known as Janitma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It, and this is episode 167. Still in the 160s?
Yes.
Spring went away.
Yeah, it was here and then gone.
My arms still kind of hurt. I posted on Instagram. I washed both of our cars. Went through the car wash, vacuumed out in the driveway, vacuumed out the van, and unbeknownst to me, my husband put away the snowblower as well. And so, yeah, we brought on all that snow.
Okay.
Just
your fault.
Yep, jinxing nice weather. But yeah, we got like 8 inches, and I had to shovel most of it.
It was kind of wet too.
It was wet and heavy.
Heavy.
My arms the last few mornings have been like.
Yeah, my neighbors hadn't put their snowblower away and kindly lent us theirs. We normally would shovel, but we had some kind neighbors across the street that helped us out with that.
Yeah, you guys don't have too much. We're on like a corner lot, and we've got a big driveway. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I've been laughing pretty much daily at my youngest. He's going to be 4 here pretty soon in June, and he's just a hoot a day. Just the funniest things come out of his mouth. Yesterday, he came out and he was like, "Mom, look at these blue socks." And I'm like, "Yeah, they're awesome." And I'm like, "They're the same blue socks that he's been wearing for how long?" But yeah, they're awesome, aren't they, Quentin? And then the other day we had like the whole frog fraud conversation, like analogous to that, but I was saying dining room and he was saying yarning room. Because that's where I keep all my yarn and where I ball up. I was like, the dining room, the yarning room, the dining room, the yarning room. So, yeah. Every day.
It's the yarning room.
It is the yarning room. I mean, there's no denying that. I've kind of taken over, like, it's over in the corner, and then now it's kind of underneath the dining room table, and yeah. It's a problem, and it's now the yarning room instead of the dining room.
He's got it right.
He does. But it was, for the longest time, I couldn't understand what he was saying, and then it was like, oh, the yarning room. Mommy's got a problem. We don't dine in it, so yarning does make sense.
That's fun.
Yes.
Well, my crafting room has gone from being one room downstairs to half a room downstairs and half a room upstairs. Ooh. And you know what that means? It's going to be 2 rooms before we're done.
But you get to climb some stairs.
Yeah, pretty much. If it's not downstairs, I have to climb all the way to the top floor.
Get some exercise. Get your steps in.
Yeah, most of the yarn's upstairs, and the fiber is kind of spread between the 2 places. And then, the crafting, the various past crafts that came and went through my life are down there.
The ghosts of crafts past.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, scrapbooking was the only one that like really took over for a while, and that stash is still quite large. And I add to it every once in a while, but just, I don't know, sparingly. Mm-hmm. Which reminds me I need to do some cleanup. But
what else do we got going on? Next week I will be out of town. I will be down in Missouri for spring break. And so we kind of waited this week's episode to split it so it wasn't a full 2 weeks. Plus, we had said snow.
Mm-hmm. The snow was pretty much right up on top of what we were going to do for recording. So,
yep. So I told Amy she should probably stay home and that we would record midweek. And here we are, midweek recording. Kind of like old times. Mm-hmm. Old times' sake.
It is.
Mm-hmm. We got some giveaways going on. So Riot of Color is having a Kickstarter for a van. So it hits the road. They hit the road, I believe, is the Kickstarter, and she's generously given us a giveaway. We've also got the Spud and Chloe self-striping or stripey fine that that we're giving away. I wanted to give folks an update that the Woolly Trot got extended. So last week when we podcasted, I said you only had a couple days to get signed up. The Stockinette Zombies are a logoed sponsor now of said Woolly Trot 5K. And I think you've got until like mid-April to sign up. So I'll re-linky-loo it. You get a t-shirt.
I was very boring when I came down to like trying to pick my color. I was like, gray.
I strangely liked that gray. And I was like, why? That green, the yellow green was there, and you would not be seen when you would be seen when you're running.
Right.
So, no, it would be kind of like a safety green, yellow, high vis. And, but no, that gray was very
I almost
striking.
picked the orange, but I don't know, the orange with the black lettering. And then, I don't know, the gray just went, great, that's the one.
It was very, I agree with you, it was striking. There was something about that gray.
I hope so. I hope when I get it, I am in love, love, love.
Yeah.
My fluffy little sheep.
It's such a cool concept. So we do the 5K at our retreat, but you have to be in Rochester to do it. And this is just anybody online, right? Get the motivation. She sent out, once I signed up, she sent out like training tips, which is pretty cool. And yeah, when you get to that point, it does look really big, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, I'm going to be at Dobby the House Elf stages shortly.
Yep. I'm right there with you. But yes, Woolly Trot. We were going to briefly mention next month we've got some Lorna's Laces self-striping from is it Darn Good Yarn in Sarasota, Florida. That they got custom dyed up through Lorna's Laces. And Meltran Designs is also going to be the pattern sponsor next month. It's her birthday month. How cool is that? I know a lot of cool people that were born in April. Including my son.
I was gonna say.
Including my son. Cool people.
And my mother.
Cool.
Yeah. Just full of awesome.
April is full of awesome. TM. What else? Oh, you were going to mention that sometime in the month of April we're going to do a Coop Knits review.
Yes. I had finished one of my socks that I was doing out of my Handspun, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But yes, I've gotten through one whole sock now from the book, and I'll be happy to talk and share about Coop Knits Volume 2.
Cool. That is all that I had to speaketh about it. Do you have any finished objects?
I do. I have a lovely pair of socks for my husband out of leprechaun yarn from Fiber Knit, and it's in the sport weight base. So they were zoom. They felt that way anyway.
I may be saying this because I also have a pair of socks for my husband, but you rock. Okay. You're an awesome wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, knitting a pair of hand knit socks for your husband, I mean, that's like sainthood right there.
I think it's more sainthood for you because I'm just knitting just this much further on what I would do for myself, and Megan's got like a difference between your feet and his feet.
Sizable difference.
Yeah, so I think that it would be a lot more of a slog if it felt like, oh my gosh, I could have been done ages ago if these were for me, but for me it's like, nah, just a little bit more on the foot and we're done. So with the sport weight, I didn't have a whole lot of extra to do tall socks, and I wanted to make sure to not run out. The cat got a hold of the extras, and so they're in bits somewhere.
She likes the BFL and she likes the...
Well, it was one of those things. I plopped it onto the end table when I got done and didn't think about it. didn't stuff it back into a bag, and then she found it on the end table and drug it all over the house. Yeah. So, yeah, things have to be wrapped up and put away. Usually in a finished object, they're fine. If they're string, then not fine. All bets are off. But in that sweater, the BFL sweater, it didn't matter. That thing was attractive and yummy, and she was going to eat it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we have a feeling that this cat's going to die of curiosity. Like, she just, Pica, like, eats everything, it feels like. It's not as bad as the things that you see on the My Cat from Hell or whatever, but pretty bad.
Does that stuff generally mellow as they get a little older? Like, how old is she these days?
She's a little over a year, but like I think that they say with the pica, it's just stress anxiety related, and so in order if it continues to get worse, then you have to go with like drugs or something to try to reduce her anxiety. But no, I think she's just a menace. Like she really likes string and yarn, and she wants to eat it, and that makes sense. The foam,
yeah, that's
why I don't understand, but because it's like this weird chemical growth. I mean, at least the yarn is like a natural fiber that to me would smell interesting, but she apparently likes the smell of foam too. But I finished a second bonbon.
Adorbs.
This is out of the Cherry Blossom, which was my Monster Mania from Dancing Dog Tie Works.
Okay.
So the first one was Bento Box, and I still haven't used that one, but this seemed like perfect bunny yarn. So I had to turn it into a bunny, and I like the floppity ears.
Yes, for sure.
Kind of fun that way. And she's got a green tail. Yep, but that bunny is good to go.
Is that what? And that's the worsted weight size?
Yeah.
So that's as big as she gets, unless you do like a bulky.
Yep. And you would have to, double up or get a bulky.
Bonbon's feet.
Yeah, big feet.
Nobody's claimed her?
No, nobody's claimed the first one either. But I don't know why that is. Busy with other stuffed animals right now. But that is my 2 finished objects. I guess I can talk about my hoe. So I finished my first handspun sock yarn.
Who made that?
I totally.
Sheep to feet.
Yeah, this is sheep to feet. The glacial colorway for the fiber that was in a true 3-ply. So not chain plied. And trying to, or end plied, but I don't know what.
Navajo ply?
Yeah. So I did this in a 64 stitches around, and it seems to fit, but yeah, I don't know. I'm still up in the air about it because it is my own, that I'm not sure how good of a yarn I made.
Are you thinking it's a little tight? Or
no, I think if it's fine, I'm just worried that I can kind of see my foot
in certain places.
Yeah, and so I'm wondering, like, oh, how is this gonna wear? Am I gonna like be darning these things all the time? And I don't know. But I think that that's probably the case with any first time hand spun on the feet kind of thing. It's probably a perennial worry of people who do this kind of stuff for the first time.
I have no knowledge to impart
Yeah.
about said situation.
I'm assuming since it's a really tight 3-ply, it'll be fine as far as strength, but I worry about it.
You haven't washed it yet, right?
Right.
So it could bloom.
It could. I mean, the yarn itself has been washed, but yeah, it could further bloom. But yeah, as you stretch it out, it's like, oh. Like if I had made it my normal, it would have felt kind of loose, but then the fabric would have stayed together and it wouldn't be as airy.
Mm-hmm.
I will not worry about it anymore.
Do not worry.
I already started the next one. Many things cannot fly.
Do not worry, Petrie. Many things cannot fly. Rock, spud.
No, trees, rocks, spike.
Spike. That is the land before time.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow our brains, She said that and I was like, oh, I know where that's from.
I think we have a mutual friend that quotes it often.
Yes, this is true. We do.
Hi, Chris.
But yeah, that's
we
it.
have matching bags.
Yeah, we do.
Heyo.
But that's it for
It's an Elizabeth Quinton bag. I don't know. Is she still selling bags?
I don't believe so. I believe she is full-time yoga and health. But she does consultation. Yeah, health and yoga.
Cool. As I mentioned, I finished my husband's huge clodhopper feet static zings. I did not grab my blocker. He wanted to wear these today, and he's like, have you podcasted yet so that I can wear them?
Oh, those are so tall.
They are, and he loves himself some tall socks.
Mm-hmm.
But they are kind of like sleeves. We've made the comment many a time. Mm-hmm. Has the OMG heel, and I split the yarn in half and basically alternated skeins, but they were stripes chasing each other. So in this one, I think it's probably easiest to see in which one. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
just one stripe followed by the previous striping with the next stripe, and then up she goes. Mm-hmm. He asked me what would go with this, and I said everything. Your green shirts, your black pants, your gray, your red. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't be too picky about it.
Nope.
But it fits him really well. I went down to the 64 stitches, which I don't normally. Normally he's like a 68, 72 stitcher. Mm-hmm. But the static zing is really stretchy. Yeah, and they're fun. There's some fun. They'll keep his feet warm, and he can wear them to work. And those are my finished objects.
All right. So I am working on my boxy. I am done being in the round, and I am working on the back. So the front is done. It's got its pieces.
Cute. Zoomed.
So there we go. And then the back.
Are you feeling zoomy?
Yeah. I did have I really want to get this going. Mm-hmm. Probably the snowfall just was like, in your face, I don't want snow. I'm going to make this thing, get it done. But I'm fixing a stitch. The project is going pretty well. I like the airiness of the cotton linen boxy. Mm-hmm. And I think it will go well.
That's light. Probably lighter than my fingering weight one.
Yeah, and so the modification, if you can call it that I did, is I did add a lot of extra length on it because I wanted it to be okay with leggings instead of just a regular shirt or pants. So I wanted it to be very tunic length plus some.
For all you non-country folk, leggings. Leggings!
Did I say leggings?
Leggings! I don't know. Just sounds like a good country legging.
Yes. So I have not a lot of leggings that would go with this, but I do have like skinny jeans that I would put with these, I think. So I'm excited. I think this will be a fun sweater.
Rocket. Yeah, but no, the point where you split, like when you're in the round and it's like on the small circumference needle, you're like, it seems like a lot of stitches, but it's not all that. But then when you get to that flat spot, it's like, Look at the wideness on that bad boy.
Yeah.
I think we could both fit in there.
Yeah, probably.
Oh shoot, I didn't pull your stitches off, did I?
I don't think so.
Okay.
We're good.
Don't curse me later.
No, we're good. But that is in progress. Hopefully it will be ready to show off here shortly.
And the weather will get warmer.
Mm-hmm. I would really hope so.
That would be awesome.
So that is not, sorry. I brought things that weren't really things. Just playing with yarn, and it's not a project yet. As soon as it becomes a project, I'll let you know. We saw the socks. They're not too far along. This sweater has not gotten much attention. This is the what is this called?
Clayquat.
Coat.
Did you get back to fixing anything? No.
No, it's where it was. It's fixed because I started it correctly, so it should end correctly. But at the same time, I did not finish the full round. I just started it correctly,
so that you didn't make the same mistake again.
Right. Like double check. Okay, make sure I started it correctly. Okay, now I can put it away. And it's been away because I've been working on this, and I've been taking the Handspun socks, and I worked on my husband's socks, and then fit that bunny in all in that same time. And then I've been working a few rows on the Buddy the Elf socks. Mm-hmm. So I picked up the blurred lines pattern for that, and I'm enjoying that.
Mm-hmm. That's nice.
With the perfect little centered stripe in there.
Mm-hmm.
Looks cute.
For sure. Very sparkly in this light.
Yeah. So I love the Buddy the Elf sock. It's actually been very enjoyable. The nice hand on the cotton. Nice hand on this. After the cotton and the Handspun, this was like, ooh, butter, it's so soft. And not that my Handspun isn't soft, it's just that I did a really tight 3-ply because I wanted it to be strong. Like iron.
Bull.
Yeah.
Strong like bull.
And since I was doing that, it's not the most pleasurable knit. But it's fun to see the colors change. And I think that if I wasn't trying to do a really tight gauge for a sock, it would probably be really fun for a bigger needle project, like a shawl. But it is what it is. Mm-hmm. And I will have some really nice socks at the end.
You will. I have been fairly monogamous. I have started a new job. It was a lateral move, but it's a new subject matter. And I don't have much mental capacity at the end of the day. Like, my brain sponge is full, and I need to go to bed and let some of that information ooze out, and so that I can refill it the next day. So I've been working on the Alvy, which is a full stranded pullover.
Thing's gonna be super warm.
Yes, super warm, super bright. Yeah, I'm not steeking, mm-hmm. which was kind of one of my requirements. Like, I want a lot of color work, and I don't want to have to cut it. Mm-hmm. So I'm using the Woolmize blend, which is their MCN Sport in the Fruling. And what's the other purple? Ballerina colorway that I got directly from Woolmize. I am up to the armpits. It looks very thin because I've got it on small needles here, but it stretches quite a bit. I find the pattern looks nicer, and maybe that's just a color work thing. When it's stretched a bit this way, I added quite a bit of length this way because I do like my tops a little longer. And I posted a picture of it on Instagram, and there was just something off. I was like, is it blurry? What's going on with this picture? And I had on this side, right about 40 rows down, instead of it going up, I had accidentally like started going the opposite direction, so I had two stitches wrong. And I only noticed it upon looking at a picture of it taken. But knowing that it was there was going to drive me insane. And it was only 40 rows down. It wasn't like it was clear down here. So I took my Fix-A-Stitch and I took a spare needle. And like my problem, if you drop down, like if you drop down here with when you're not working color work, you can kind of like if you pull it and kind of press it out, you can see like, okay, this stitch is next. I need to pick that one up. This stitch is next. I need to pick that up. Well, there's a lot more strands going on when you're doing stranded. So like there's purple and the green and which one was supposed to be on the top. So I just, as I was unpicking them, took the strand that needed to be picked up and put it on another, like a spare needle. So it was vertically, it was kind of my placeholder. Until I got down to where it was, and then I used my Fix-A-Stitch and I flipped the one bit that needed to be flipped and then worked it back up and then went on to the next one and dropped down, collecting the stitches that needed to be there and then back up. And I know a lot of people said that they would have done duplicate stitch, and I think I probably would have done that if it had say been clear down in here. But because it was fairly close, I mean 40 rows is a lot of rows. I did have like a
mental challenge.
Like kids were running around and I'm like, but one of them hits the needle. Like I had like a
system and
an anxiety moment as it was happening, but I didn't enjoy the challenge. Like it was like I am performing surgery, scalpel, Fix-A-Stitch. So that was fun. And then I've been working on the sleeves monogamously, but not in tandem. So I do enjoy doing 2 at a time sleeves, but this I was telling Amy, the pattern says continue, it tells you how to increase, it's a free pattern, Alvi, and then work the new stitches in the herringbone stitch, which is this pattern, the kind of meta stitches here. And I couldn't figure out how to do that. Like my brain was like, you start out with this panel that's kind of flecked and then it's supposed to turn in. Well, so I just waited until I had enough stitches to add another repeat. Like you start out at the bottom and then you get up here and had enough stitches and I did the 2 on the sides. And so it's going to be unique to my sweater, but I like the way it looks. It's striking. And I don't mind sleeves as much when they're like not the last thing that's keeping me from having a finished object. So that's nice. Again, made these sleeves pretty long so that I could, I'm sure that they'll have a little bit of stretch this way because everything that Superwash does, but I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't like bracelet sleeve length. I wanted it nice and long. But yeah, it's kind of big. It's kind of taking on like a scaly look with this green.
Yes, because it's green. Yeah.
It'll kind of look like a gecko. Cool green and purple gecko. But yeah, I'm going to hopefully get the sleeve wrapped up before we're heading out and then decide for vacation and then decide whether or not I want to work on it on vacation or just have like travel knitting. Hopefully I'll have some more mental capacity whilst on vacation.
True.
And that is my one and only current work in progress. And then I've got a test knit for Miss Lee Meredith, Lethal Knits. It's a really cool top that has a really genius aspect to it, but I am not at liberty to share said secret geniusness. Is that a word? Geniusness?
Probably not.
Okay. Think of another word. Currently, but I think you're gonna love it. I'll talk about it when she gives everybody the hey-oh, you can talk about it. She's posted some pictures, but obviously not the full geniusness on Instagram.
Not a full reveal.
No, definitely not a full reveal. But I did choose the yarn that I'm going to use, which is this Daisy Knits. This is the Polworth Silk. Is that the true combo? Spilled Wine is the colorway. Monster Skein, 730 yards of Polworth wool and silk, $85.50. Okay. Neat. Yeah, nice swingy cardigan.
And that one skein will do ya?
Okay. Lee often writes her patterns, and I often appreciate it. Often writes her patterns, and I often appreciate it. For you can do it in fingering, sport, DK, worsted. It's all she shows you how to do the math.
Okay.
Basically, with this, if you use this needle and get this gauge, and you want this measurement.
Okay.
Yeah. It appeals to the mathy person in me, the mathlete inside of me. Have you? I don't know what made me think of this. Have you done the Google Feud?
I did.
Isn't that fun?
It's
fun. Like one of my favorite games. It's like Family Feud, except it's with Google's autocomplete. And so you get fun things like, I can't remember which one I used as an example today when I was showing some of my team.
Google Feud?
Google Feud, yeah.
You showed them to your team?
I did. Is it not safe for work?
Oh, no.
Okay. Why is my girlfriend so? And then you have to put the autocomplete.
You know, I suppose some of those might not be.
Yeah, it wasn't. Like one of the answers was moody.
Oh.
Another one was angry, I think, or, cold was another one. But yeah, I mean, some of them are pop culture ones, right? So like names.
The name one was really hard.
Yeah.
Like I had, they just give you a first name and then like, I don't know if what was my name? Oh, it was Robert.
Yeah.
And so like Downey Jr. was my first one and
was
it was in there.
Okay.
But all the rest of them that I could think of, I didn't know like how to spell them or if they would come in. And then when it finally corrected everything, I'm like, none of the people that I thought of were in here. Like, I'm just not in sync with the rest of the Google users.
I was going to bring up one as an example. It's super fun. I'll link it. I just think it's super interesting to see what people auto-complete, right? So what's the most questions I just clicked names. So Edward
Norton
was number 2. Snowden is number 1. Amy won the whatever the first one.
Yeah,
the show off.
Yeah.
The show. Yeah. Ding ding ding. Do 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 do. But it's all based on Google's statistics, data, metadata about Google searches. About the Googles.
Yeah, there was one about I don't know. I don't know if it was stock or basically I was like trying to think of what you would invest in.
Oh yeah. How do I buy or buy stock? Yeah, I had to autocomplete that as well.
And it was like, Apple, Google, Amazon, just trying to fill them in.
And you get 3 strikes, and then it shows them all to you. I don't know that there's anything you can literally do with the points, but yeah, it's kind of fun.
It is fun.
I enjoy it. Google Feud. Googlefeud.com.
All right. Anything about the...
Do you have any enabling?
Oh, I do, a little.
Yes.
Sorry.
I was like,
I'm skipping ahead.
Jumping ahead? Yeah, we have an order here, woman.
I was enabled by somebody's D-stash. So somebody in the socks Blue Moon Fiber Art Socks That Rock group. It was a Socks That Rocks group. And somebody was destashing a large amount of their Socks That Rock. And only 2 of them had already been spoken for. Obviously, they were the ones that I was immediately drawn to in the picture. But once you let those go in your mind, other ones kind of stood out. So I think it was just because they were brighter intensity colors than the other ones. So I got Whirloo, and it was just what I was looking for. I had knit up a pair of my flower power ones, and so now I'm like, oh, and now I have a replacement skein for my stash. It was fun to knit with Socks That Rock again. I think I might grab a medium weight out of my stash and
Amy
put
and I
those on the
were
needles.
both commenting that we knew about Socks That Rock when we were like newer knitters, and so in my mind, Socks That Rock was like the super uber expensive sock yarn and whatever. And like if you go out to the Lubu, they've got a ton in stock, and it's fairly inexpensive even compared to other sock yarn that they have in their shop, right?
Yep.
So yeah, go out and check it out.
Yes, I remember when I first splurged on the Socks That Rock, and it was one of those, it was an ordeal because it took me a long time to pick my 4 colors that I was going to order. And then I waited a very long time for all 4 of those colors to get through the dye cycle, and then they sent it to me.
When we ordered our
Wubu,
yeah, the first time that I ever spent like 3 digits on a sweater.
3 digits.
I remember just being like, this is going to be the most expensive sweater that I've ever owned. Yeah. The traveling sweater.
Yep. And then you didn't even need the 3rd skein.
I didn't.
It's not the most expensive sweater.
It wasn't. And then I used it for the this means multicolored off bias.
Delaney, Schmancy Delancey?
No, I used it for the other one by Alexis.
Oh, Turnstone?
Turnstone.
Okay.
I
had it in my brain. I was like,
and I still have extra. So
yeah, I have extra as well. I have a fairly significant sized ball of gray, and then I have the pink that I'm going to use in my next sweater.
Fun.
Next sweater that isn't the sweaters that I've already cast on. So,
and I have bought some yarn, but I choose not to braid it here at this current time.
Okay. There has been a lot that's gone into my cart. I will tell you that. Tis the season.
Like my spring is in the air.
My fingers are getting twitchy. I need to buy some yarn.
Likewise, I don't quite know why.
But next month is yarn overs. That's what I keep telling myself as I'm not checking out. I'm like, yarn over. I have a marketplace to go to here not too long.
Yeah. My yarning room is full.
It is.
I need not the yarns, but I love the yarns so much. Yeah. All right. ZK. We
Not
continue
much.
to make secret progress in which you can, thou shalt not be told currently, but shall be revealed in good time. Sign-ups for the 5K continue. The shirts deadline is looming, as is signing up to teach a class. I believe those are all April deadlines, early April for the shirt. We need to order our shirts. And I think that's all I got to say about that.
Okay.
Any news on the wine tour?
I've looked into the second bus. It's going to be an ordeal. And once we've got more people signed up and I can get an official count for the yarn shop, their numbers, they're sponsoring the first bus, and to be able to bring in a second bus, I have to provide some numbers because the first bus was a 50 person to sign up, and now it's like, we need more numbers to be able to make that happen. I think it's currently at 14, 15, 16. I mean, it's a significant number of people who want to hop on. So it's still possible. So please, if you have interest in going on a wine tour with a yarn crawl to one shop, it's our LYS. They're sponsoring the bus, Hank and Pearls. They changed their logo. It's super cute now. I told her that she needs to get buttons before we get there so that we can buy buttons because they're so cute. She just changed the logo up a bit, and they're super cute.
I think that's all I had to say about that.
All right. Yeah, it's all moving along, and our lives have not slowed down in the least. So it's feeling like a train.
Yeah.
It's going.
I hear the train a coming. She's rolling around the bend. But yeah, April.
Yeah,
here
already. Yeah.
Then May. I know, right? Super excited.
Yes, very much so. Yeah, there's not much else to say. No.
I'm good with that.
All right. Bye.
Bye, Ufta.